My mother, got her PhD in math, and in fact, my mother is the first woman in Myanmar to get a PhD in mathematics, and she was, at her time, the only woman, when she went back to teach, when we went back to Burma and she taught in the university, she was the only woman with a PhD from the United States. So I've had, in my life, role models of first-time females. I think my mother's love for math, I inherited, so I loved it from the beginning. I ended up finding that engineering is what I want because of this kind of the deep desire for space exploration. Finally, I took some classes in signal processing, communications, and controls. All of a sudden, everything clicked into place. Because everything I loved in math and that angle of electrical engineering, it just, fit everything together. And I remember those first few classes in those areas when I finally said, I found it. So, my master's degree was in signal processing. Time came closer for me to interview with different places. JPL was one of the places that came to campus. And so I definitely put all the priorities that I could put as a student to make sure I gained an interview spot at JPL. I remember doing that. We had this little star system, and I put all my gold stars, as many as I could put in JPL, and got the interview. And I was invited to come out to interview at JPL. It was just perfect. The group that interviewed me was about to put in a new digital receiver in the Deep Space Network. Once they describe what it is they need to do, this is to track signals, make sense of the really, really weak signals coming from deep space, like, Voyager and, places at Mars and out in Jupiter and Saturn, other missions that are out there. They're very, very weak signals, and to glean from them the exact ones and the zeros that the spacecraft is sending back to us. And that was my ultimate dream for a signal processor. JPL being the place to do first-of-a-kind missions, missions that nobody has ever done before, to get the kinds of science that we've never gotten, humans have never gotten. And I remember telling one of the interview managers how I could do this, I could do that, and he made a comment about, gee, you're like a kid in a candy store. That feeling still hasn't gone away.